各位听众您好，这里是 iGo News， 欢迎收听美国晚间新闻会诊，狐狸台观点。
Hello there, this is iGo News. Welcome to our U.S. Nightly News Summary from a Holy Channel perspective.
您好，以下是头条新闻。
Hello there, here are the top stories.
头条新闻：距离选举日仅剩5天，支持和反对各总统候选人的阵营之间的紧张气氛正在加剧。
Top story asterisk, the political landscape is heating up just 5 days before Election Day, with tensions running high between supporters and critics of each presidential candidate.
亿万富翁继哈里斯的支持者马克库班的近期言论引发了热议，他将支持特朗普的保守派和独立派女性称为愚蠢且无成就。
Recent comments by billionaire and Harris supporter Mark Cuban have created a stir, as he labeled conservative and independent women who back Trump as stupid and unaccomplished.
库班的言论立即引来特朗普支持者的反击，其中许多人强调特朗普身边成功女性的存在。
Cuban's remarks ignited immediate backlash from Trump supporters, many of whom emphasized the successful women within Trump's own circle.
例如，会讲多种语言且在公众场合颇具影响力的梅拉尼亚·特朗普、特朗普的竞选经理兼资深策略家苏西·威尔斯，以及美国优先政策研究所的首席布鲁克·罗林斯等，都是与特朗普站在一起的强大成功女性的例子。
Names such as Melania Trump, known for her multilingualism and public presence, Susie Wiles, Trump's campaign manager and a seasoned strategist, and Brooke Rollins, chief at the America First Policy Institute, were highlighted as examples of strong, accomplished women aligned with Trump.
其他人物如前白宫顾问凯利安·康威、阿肯色州州长莎拉·赫卡比桑德斯和前白宫新闻秘书凯莱·麦肯内尼，则进一步使库班的说法显得复杂。
Other figures, like former White House counselor Kellyanne Conway, Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders, and former White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany, further complicate Cuban's assertion.
库班的评论是为了提升卡马拉·哈里斯在选民中的形象，但此言论紧接在特朗普最近声称要保护我们国家的女性之后发表。
While Cuban's comment was made to bolster Kamala Harris's standing with voters, it also comes on the heels of a recent statement from Trump, where he expressed his intent to protect the women of our country.
特朗普进一步阐述了他对总统职责的看法，强调国家安全和保护公民的承诺。
Trump elaborated on his view of presidential responsibilities, emphasizing national safety and a commitment to safeguarding citizens.
然而，哈里斯迅速回应，批评特朗普的方式过时且控制欲强，指责他未能尊重女性的自主权。
Harris, however, quickly countered, criticizing Trump's approach as outdated and controlling, and accused him of failing to respect women's autonomy.
哈里斯进一步将特朗普的言论与更广泛的议题联系起来，包括生育权，将他的立场视为对女性自由选择权的侵害。
Harris went on to link Trump's words to broader issues, including reproductive rights, framing his stance as an infringement on women's freedom to make choices for themselves.
这场辩论反映了竞选叙事的鲜明对比，特朗普关注于保护和安全，而哈里斯则聚焦于权利和个人自主。
The debate illustrates a stark contrast in campaign narratives, with Trump focused on protection and security, and Harris on rights and personal agency.
在竞选活动中，哈里斯经常提到这些议题，但一些批评者认为他的讲话过于排练。
On the campaign trail, Harris often addresses these issues, but some critics argue her delivery feels rehearsed.
批评者指出，哈里斯的政策立场让许多女性选民对其真诚度产生质疑，尤其在边境安全和经济政策方面。
Her detractors suggest that her platform has left many female voters questioning her sincerity, especially on topics of border security and economic policy.
分析人士也指出哈里斯的经济政策，批评者认为这些政策对女性造成了负面影响，特别是在通货膨胀和住房成本上升的情况下。
Analysts also point to Harris's economic policies, which critics say have impacted women negatively, especially amid rising inflation and housing costs.
他们认为哈里斯对绿色能源政策的支持可能会限制女性的选择，推动电动车强制令而非传统汽油车。
They argue that Harris's support for green energy policies may limit women's options by pushing for electric vehicle mandates over traditional gas-powered vehicles.
同时，特朗普的支持者，包括保守派和独立女性选民表示，他们的支持并非基于单一议题，而是关注经济稳定、边境安全以及对农业和制造业等行业的支持。
Meanwhile, Trump's support base, including conservative and independent female voters, say their support isn't driven by any single issue, but a combination of concerns such as economic stability, border security, and support for industries like agriculture and manufacturing.
民调显示，女性的提前投票率激增，特别是民主党选民。目前数据显示，女性的提前投票率超过男性，比例为55%对45%。
Polling trends show a surge in early voting among women, particularly Democratic voters, with current data indicating that women are outpacing men in early turnout, 55% to 45%.
然而，这其中包括了两大党的女性选民，使得选举日的最终影响仍不确定。
However, this includes women from both major parties, keeping the final impact on Election Day uncertain.
根据在2020年选举中表现准确的民调机构 Atlas Intel 的数据，特朗普目前在7个关键摇摆州中的6个领先，但差距仍然很小。
According to Atlas Intel, one of the most accurate polling firms from the 2020 election, Trump currently leads in 6 of the 7 key swing states, though margins remain narrow.
哈里斯的竞选策略因过多强调1月6日事件和将特朗普描述为民主的威胁而受到批评。
Harris's campaign strategy has been criticized for focusing on January 6th and framing Trump as a threat to democracy.
然而，专家指出，这种方式与希拉里·克林顿一箩筐的可悲者策略相似。该策略在2016年对味觉选民适得其反。
However, experts suggest this approach mirrors Hillary Clinton's basket of deplorables tactic, which backfired with undecided voters in 2016.
拜登最近称特朗普的支持者为"垃圾"的言论引发反弹，特朗普的竞选团队则以一场垃圾车活动回应，象征性的反击拜登的信息。
Recent comments from Biden calling Trump supporters garbage have sparked backlash, with Trump's campaign responding by staging a campaign event from a garbage truck, a move that symbolized his counter to Biden's message.
随着选举日临近，民主党内部的紧张气氛也在浮现。
Internal tensions within the Democratic Party are also surfacing as Election Day approaches.
据报道，一些民主党人对拜登选择参选连任感到不满，并质疑哈里斯的整体策略。批评者呼吁他应更专注于统一政策而非分裂性言辞。
Some Democrats are reportedly frustrated with Biden's choice to run for re-election and question Harris's overall strategy, with critics calling for her to focus on unifying policies rather than divisive rhetoric.
甚至向前总统奥巴马的助手等知名民主党人也表达了担忧，认为哈里斯本可以选择更中间立场的竞选搭档，或避免某些具争议性的立场。
Even high-profile Democrats like former President Obama's aides have expressed concern that Harris could have chosen a more centrist running mate or avoided certain contentious stances.
分析人士预测，摇摆州的投票率，尤其是味觉选民和独立选民，可能最终决定选举结果。
Analysts predict that voter turnout in swing states, particularly among undecided and independent voters, may ultimately decide the outcome of the race.
民调数据进一步显示，共和党在几个摇摆州的注册人数激增，包括亚利桑那州、内华达州、北卡罗来纳州和宾夕法尼亚州，显示出共和党有望取得增长。
Polling data further reveals that Republican registration numbers have surged in several battleground states, including Arizona, Nevada, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania, indicating a strong potential for GOP gains.
相比之下，民主党在关键人群中的提前投票率， 如黑人选民，低于预期。
In contrast, Democratic early voting turnout among key demographics, including Black voters, has been lower than anticipated.
共和党选民表现出高度的热情，提前投票率强劲，尤其在保守派女性中表现突出。
Republican voters are showing high levels of enthusiasm, and their early voting turnout has been robust, particularly among conservative women.
随着选举日临近，分析人士注意到一股有利于共和党的明显能量，类似于2016年特朗普意外崛起时的情况。
As Election Day nears, analysts note a palpable energy in favor of the GOP, likening the enthusiasm to Trump's unexpected rise in 2016.
在其他政治发展中，特朗普加倍强调其对国家安全的承诺，重点在保护美国人免受犯罪和暴力侵害，尤其是在受移民影响的地区。
In other political developments, Trump is doubling down on his commitment to national security, emphasizing policies aimed at protecting Americans from crime and violence, particularly in areas impacted by immigration.
特朗普表示，他对安全的关注吸引了担忧犯罪率上升的女性群体。
Trump has set his focus on safety appeals to a demographic of women who are concerned about rising crime rates.
哈里斯则继续强调生育权、自主权和女性健康，尽管一些批评者认为他的竞选立场缺乏针对通货膨胀和国家安全等问题的详细政策解决方案。
Harris, meanwhile, continues to emphasize reproductive rights, autonomy, and women's health, though some critics claim her campaign's stance lacks detailed policy solutions for issues like inflation and national security.
媒体对两位候选人策略的反应不一，各电视网对两人最后阶段的不同方式进行了报道。
Media reactions to the candidates' strategies have been mixed, with networks covering both candidates' approach to the final days differently.
特朗普最近的举动，例如穿着垃圾车制服并在非传统场所举行活动，吸引了大量媒体关注，似乎增强了他的民粹形象。
Trump's recent stunts, such as wearing a garbage vest and holding events in unconventional settings, have drawn notable media attention and appear to bolster his populist image.
相比之下，哈里斯则专注于正式的竞选活动，并获得像马克·库班这样的名人支持，但这些时刻未能引起同等的公众关注。
By contrast, Harris has focused on formal campaign events and endorsements from high-profile celebrities and figures like Mark Cuban, but these moments haven't captured the same public attention.
观察人士指出，特朗普能够在日常层面与选民联系，这可能为他在摇摆州中的味觉选民中提供独特优势。
Observers point out that Trump's ability to connect with voters on an everyday level may provide a unique edge, especially among undecided voters in battleground states.
转向更轻松的新闻，今天是万圣节，全国各地的社区正在准备一个破纪录的温暖节日。
Turning to more lighthearted news, it's Halloween, and communities across the country are preparing for a spooky, record-breaking warm holiday.
在东北地区，异常高温预计将达到80°C，使得今年的万圣节将为夜游者带来独特的体验。
In the Northeast, unseasonably high temperatures are forecasted to reach up to 80°F in some areas, which could lead to a unique Halloween experience for trick-or-treaters.
纽约、波士顿和费城等主要城市都预计会迎来温暖的天气，夜游者的服装可能不需要多层穿搭。
Major cities like New York, Boston, and Philadelphia are all expecting warm weather, which might see trick-or-treaters wearing less layered costumes than usual.
在纽约市，村庄万圣节游行的组织者预计将因温暖天气吸引比平常更多的游客。
In New York City, organizers of the Village Halloween Parade anticipate a larger than usual turnout, thanks to the pleasant temperatures.
但在麻萨诸塞州的塞勒姆，温暖干燥的条件已引发2场灌木火灾，对该市的大规模万圣节庆祝活动构成空气质量问题。
But in Salem, Massachusetts, the warm and dry conditions have sparked 2 brush fires, creating air quality concerns for the city's extensive Halloween celebrations.
当地官员正密切监控情况，并为今夜的创纪录游客数量做准备。
Local officials are monitoring the situation closely and preparing for record visitor numbers tonight.
在体育方面，洛杉矶道奇队在第5场比赛中击败洋基队，夺得世界大赛冠军。
In sports, the Los Angeles Dodgers claimed the World Series title after a thrilling Game 5 win against the Yankees.
道奇队在第5局克服5分落后的困境，以7比6逆转胜利，这是本赛季最激烈的比赛之一。
The Dodgers overcame a 5-run deficit in the 5th inning, rallying to a 7-6 victory in one of the season's most intense games.
这场胜利标志着道奇队的第8个世界大赛冠军，也是自1988年以来首次在完整赛季中夺冠。
This win marks the Dodgers' 8th World Series title and their first in a full season since 1988.
道奇队教练戴夫·罗伯茨赞扬了球队的坚韧和毅力，称这次逆转证明了球队的毅力和奉献精神。
Manager Dave Roberts praised his team for their tenacity and resilience, calling the comeback a testament to the team's heart and dedication.
洛杉矶一片欢腾，球迷们欢庆至深夜。
Celebrations erupted in Los Angeles, with fans celebrating long into the night.
这场胜利为球队设定了高标准，期待他们在下赛季延续成功。
The win sets high expectations for the team as they look to carry their success into the next season.
在法律新闻方面，嘻哈巨头肖恩·迪迪·库姆斯的联邦案件有新进展，预计今天将有新证人提供证词。
In legal news, hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs is facing new developments in his federal case as additional testimony is expected to be presented today.
一名男性证人将向纽约南区的大陪审团提供证据，进一步加深对库姆斯涉及的勒索和性交易指控的调查。
A male witness is scheduled to provide evidence to the grand jury in the Southern District of New York, adding a new layer to the racketeering and sex trafficking charges against Combs.
他的法律团队对今天的诉讼程序未发表评论，但库姆斯已不认罪。
His legal team has not commented on today's proceedings, though Combs has pleaded not guilty.
审判日期定于2025年5月，潜在的新指控可能会延长或复杂化案件进程。
With a trial date set for May 2025, potential new charges could extend or complicate the case further.
这一情况持续吸引全国媒体的关注，另有10几起民事诉讼也针对库姆斯提出。
The situation continues to attract national media attention, with over a dozen civil lawsuits also filed against Combs.
最后，今年万圣节全国各地正在讨论是否应对夜游者设置年龄限制。
Lastly, a lighthearted debate is sweeping across the nation this Halloween as communities discuss whether there should be an age limit for trick-or-treaters.
一些城镇的地方法规将夜游年龄上限设为12岁、14岁或15岁，但官员通常不执行这些年龄限制。
In some towns, local ordinances cap trick-or-treating at ages 12, 14, or 15, though officials are generally not enforcing these age restrictions.
一些居民认为万圣节糖果应该留给年幼的孩子，而另一些人则认为任何穿着服装的人都应该享受这个节日。
Some residents believe Halloween candy should be reserved for younger children, while others feel that anyone in costume should be able to enjoy the festivities.
今年万圣节的消费预计将达到100亿美元，消费者热情高涨，零售商报告各年龄层对服装、糖果和装饰的需求强劲。
With Halloween spending estimated to reach $10 billion this year, consumer enthusiasm remains high, and retailers report strong demand for costumes, candy, and decorations across age groups.
对于庆祝万圣节的人来说，安全专家提醒家长遵循简单指导，以确保夜晚的安全和愉快。
And for those celebrating Halloween, safety experts remind parents to follow simple guidelines for a safe and enjoyable night.
建议家庭穿反光衣物，在照明良好的区域行走，并避免在车辆之间穿行。
Families are advised to wear reflective clothing, stick to well-lit areas, and avoid crossing between cars.
对于驾驶者，官员强调谨慎驾驶，因万圣节行人活动增加。
For those driving, officials emphasize caution, as Halloween is known for increased pedestrian activity.
对于举办或参加万圣节派对的人，建议负责行为，因万圣节晚间通常酒精相关事件增加。
For those hosting or attending Halloween parties, responsible behavior is encouraged as alcohol-related incidents typically increase on this night.
无论是夜游还是参加鬼屋活动，提醒家庭保持警惕，享受一个惊悚但安全的万圣节。
Whether trick-or-treating or enjoying a haunted house, families are reminded to stay vigilant and enjoy a spooky but safe Halloween.
请持续关注我们的选举更新和突发新闻。
Keep it here for ongoing election updates and breaking news.
在此，我们全体人员祝您度过一个安全、愉快的万圣节。
From all of us here, have a safe and fun Halloween.
以上新闻资讯整理自狐狸台，由 iGo News 编辑播报。感谢您的收听，期待与您空中再会。
The above news information is compiled from a Huli channel and presented by iGo News. Thank you for listening, and we look forward to your continued company on the air.